Gentlemen, thank you for being here tonight. We'd like to welcome everyone to our meeting. This time I ask Ms. Moore to please call the roll.
Mayor Shaw,
Here.
Deputy Mayor Diaz,
Here.
Councilmember Tharp,
Present.
Councilmember Noble,
Here.
Councilmember Dugo,
Here.
Councilmember Busquets absent tonight. Mayor, we have a quorum.
Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. So before we start, if anybody would like a report on a trip to New York to see 4 plays, Ms. Diaz and her husband just got back at midnight last night, so she can give you a rundown and an evaluation of each one of the shows they saw. So our first item is the approval of the agenda. Council, we need to add item number 10, the release of a lien. So I'd ask for approval of the agenda, including the addition to the agenda.
Motion to approve the agenda with adding item 10 for the release of the liens.
Second?
Motion by Mr. Tharp, second by Ms. Diaz. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed. Motion carries. We go to comments from the public. If anybody has any comments from the public on agenda items, this is a time for you to speak on agenda items only. So, seeing none, we'll move to special business. We have 3 items tonight, 3 presentations, or 2 presentations and a proclamation. First one, Ms. Diaz.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, Mayor, fellow council members, Manager McHugh, and members of the public. This summer, I was honored to have the opportunity to lead a crochet club through our Youth Services Summer Camp program. I want to express my deepest gratitude to Mr. Moe, Mr. Ben, Mr. Adam, Miss Kim, and Miss Quee for allowing me the opportunity to share my love of fiber arts with our youth. The participants in our crochet club didn't just learn about crochet. They learned you can create something from nothing when you take things one loop at a time. They practiced new stitches, learned to follow patterns, and worked towards creating tangible pieces that they could be proud of. I asked participants on our last day together to share one word to express what they learned during our time together, and I'd like to share that message with you now.
My name's Lily, and I learned patience.
My name's Alyssa, and I've learned relax.
My name is Genesis, and my word is teamwork.
My name is Siley, and my word is funny.
My name is Emily, and my word is respect.
My name is Denaria, and my word is patience.
My name is Hope, and I learned resilience.
My name is Brooklyn, and I learned how to make a donut.
My name is Amina, and I learned patience.
My name is Miss Quee, and my word is dedication.
So as you just saw, our students gained more than a skill. They gained resilience as they pushed through mistakes and kept going. They practiced teamwork, often helping each other when someone got stuck. They showed respect for the craft, for the time it takes to learn something new, and for each other. They dedicated themselves, returning each week ready to try again, and they never forgot to have a good time while they were doing it. Their creativity shined through, and above all, they learned patience, not just with the process, but with themselves. Mentoring youth is one of our most powerful ways we can help guide the future of our city. By sharing our skills and time, we are investing in young people's confidence, character, and capacity to grow into something great. My hope is that they do continue to grow with these many leadership skills that they learned this summer, whether through the art of crochet or in a million ways that their bright future leads them. Thank you again to our Youth Services Program Department for the chance to be a part of this. I'm so proud of everything the students have accomplished, and I can't wait to see how they continue to grow. I'd actually like to leave you with a little something that will hopefully remind you of the importance we all play in ensuring our Gold Seal Youth Services Program continue to grow and positively impact our community's future leaders. Thank you.
Thank you. So cute.
Patience doesn't describe what it would take.
If I may, I'd just like to say a few words as a witness to this. My name is Ben Dexter. I'm the acting assistant director at youth programs. They say it takes a village, or in this case, a city, to raise and support our youth. Our city never fails to impress me with our leadership and our willingness to get back to the enrichment of our youth. Deputy Mayor Diaz did that in spades this summer. With Crochet Club, she was always willing to give and pour into our teens. They were introduced not only to a hobby, but a future business opportunity due to her kind effort. She didn't have to do it, and I know she doesn't do it for praises. She simply did it because she wanted to give back. It's an absolute honor to witness one of our city leaders be an example of what we always say for our teens in our program. She is the definition of the saying, be the light you want to see in the world. Thank you, Deputy Mayor Diaz, for your leadership, service, dedication, and commitment to our community and future leaders. Thank you.
You made her cry, so bonus points.
Those are, our next is a legislative update by Representative Tendridge.
Good evening. My name is Deborah Tendridge. I'm your state representative for District 89. It's great to see that I think I know 99% of you in this room. But for those who don't, I recently won my election in November last year, so I'm, I guess, a freshman in the state legislature. I'm a mom to a 16-year-old in the public school system. I have 4 pets, and I run a nonprofit. So that's a little bit about me. I also kind of got thrown into this really interesting 2025 legislative session where it lasted 105 days instead of 60. And we had a couple special sessions. And not only that, I was assigned to 6 different committees and appointed to 2 more. So just so you know what I was working on, I was on the Joint Administrative Procedures Committee, the Select Committee on Property Taxes, the State Affairs Committee, Natural Resources and Disaster Subcommittee, Information Technology Budget and Policy Subcommittee, the Healthcare Budget Subcommittee, the Student Academic Success Subcommittee, and then I also was appointed to a Vetoed Water Projects Committee, so kept me busy. It was actually really great to see Mr. Moe over there. When I first got introduced to this City Green Acres, it was with my nonprofit, and we did some programming with the youth here. So that was it's amazing to see that carries on, and thank you for helping with one of the constituents here trying to start a business in Green Acres the last couple weeks. In Tallahassee, we were busy. I was able to pass my first bill, which actually allows the state of Florida to recognize International Holocaust Remembrance Day. Believe it or not, Palm Beach County is the #1 county in the entire state with the highest number of anti-Semitism. And as a Jewish person, I've also experienced a lot of hate being a Jewish person here in Florida. But now on January 27th, moving forward, we're going to actually recognize International Holocaust Remembrance Day, which is the same day that the Auschwitz concentration camp was liberated. I also almost passed an affordable housing bill. It was blocked on the 3rd committee, but this is important. So any new development, I also have a clause that you all can use from now on to put into your contracts with new development that would actually prevent mid-lease rental increases for affordable housing units. My bill was actually going to block mid-lease rental increases for affordable housing units. So how that works is the landlords actually put a clause into the contract for affordable housing units that would increase the rents in the middle of the lease. And so we were trying to stop that. We were trying to make those increases only happen when it's time to renew the clause. So there is a clause that you can actually put in the contracts to developers that would say the rental rates in affordable rental housing units shall not be increased during the term of a tenant lease to adjust for changes in rent limits occurring subsequent to execution of the tenant lease, but may only increase upon lease renewal. So we can provide that language to you. Palm Beach County, we were working with them as a priority, but we want to make sure that we protect that. It won't be retroactive, but that would help with future development for affordable housing units. We did actually get past the House and the Senate about just under $2 million back to the county and to the district. A few of them were vetoed, unfortunately, but we did actually, one of my favorite ones that would have actually allowed veterans in Palm Beach County to ride public transportation at no charge. It would have been called the Patriot Pass. Through my nonprofit work, I found that mobility for veterans was one of the biggest reasons that one of their biggest hardships is mobility. This would have cost the state $150,000 with matching funds from the county, and it was vetoed by the governor. So we are hoping that we can bring this back next year. Unfortunately, this was vetoed. We were able to get several other projects passed. Scholarships for working families for summer camp costs, so they don't have to, with the high cost of childcare. This will help several families with that. We helped actually secure fire equipment for outdated equipment with the West Palm Beach Fire, and a few others that were actually vetoed, unfortunately. But other than that, we also had some reform with the condo bills, so we actually have made some strides. So if anyone has questions, if they live in a condo or they know someone who's affected by that condo legislation, we're actually holding a few town halls regarding the condo relief, and so we'll be able to kind of explain to people about what we can do and how this bill is going to support them or make it a little bit easier. And we still have ways to go, but we have made some progress in the last session. We also I was also appointed to the Select Committee for Property Taxes. This was a big deal because property taxes are what fund local government. They fund our police and fire. They make sure that our infrastructure is taken care of, and we want to make sure that we don't defund our local governments. So we put together a property tax roundtable not too long ago to come up with ideas, and included different cities, the property tax, the appraiser, and many other stakeholders. And we came up with some ideas that if we were to move forward with eliminating property tax or reducing it, that we wouldn't defund local governments, and we'd work towards making sure that we can find additional revenue streams to make sure you don't lose out and make sure our public safety is still supported. But through conversations, the biggest concern was not property taxes, it was property insurance. And so that's something that we're still looking into to make sure that property insurance is something that we can focus on. We want to make sure that we don't lose that reliable source of funding for our local governments. Aside from passing bills and bringing bills forward, we have opportunities to co-sponsor some great bills. One is actually from Representative Gerwig. One of the big concerns, and I'll let you kind of probably go into yours, but they changed the school start times, which really was harmful to Palm Beach County and across the state. So her bill actually reversed that and put the school start times back into the hands of the districts, which brings back some of that home rule that we all want to fight for and make sure that we do what's best for our kids in our own backyard. So that was great. And we did pass quite a few other laws that are really helpful, from healthcare to public safety and across the board. We do have a few jobs besides passing bills ourselves. One is to try to stop bad bills. One is to bring things to light that might not be ethical or that need to come up, and one is to try to make bad bills better. So one of the bills that did pass that we worked really hard to fight against was HB 1205, which is about the citizen-led petitions and the ballot initiatives. That one is really troubling for a lot of individuals, especially for the grassroots organizations that are trying to get petitions signed, for the fact that You now have to have $1 million bond to collect petitions. If you are a volunteer that collects over 25 petitions, you can be charged with a third-degree felony. And and then the accuracy rate and the timelines to actually submit the petitions has made it to since these are people doing it, it's taken out of the realm of what human error even allows for. So it almost makes it an impossible feat for individuals to do a citizen-led ballot initiative. Another bill that we were able to actually block was the CRA bill. This one was going to be terrible because it was going to sunset all CRAs across the state of Florida. And we were able to stop that legislation. I was able to put together a meeting with 3 of the CRAs in our district and county with this bill sponsor. We talked it out. He actually made some adjustments to the bill. And then on top of that, we were able to block that in the Senate when it was combined with a few other bills. So when we were talking about blocking bills, that would have been extremely harmful to some of the affordable housing projects and infrastructure projects we have coming up, the small businesses who have leases that are affordable because of the CRA districts, and also grant funding that are designated and sent into CRA districts to support the slum and blight to help those communities get strengthened. So, and one of the other committees that I'm very excited to return to is our healthcare budget subcommittee. That was where the Hope Florida $10 million money was sent from the Medicaid funds. The Centene settlement was then bypassed the state legislature, and $10 million went into the Hope Florida Foundation. Right now, as a nonprofit leader, this was a very personal issue for me, because what happened was they took Medicaid dollars to fight a citizen-led ballot initiative, and they didn't bring the settlement public. And so that's one of the things that we're able to do as legislators, when we can actually go and bring things to light, and hopefully we can make things accountable for. And so right now, Leon County State Attorney's Office is doing additional investigation on what happened. So that's a quick overview. I would like to say this upcoming session, I'm working on some great legislation. I'm bringing back the affordable housing bill. I'm also working on the domestic violence bill, a pediatric mental health bill, Everglades protection and ag reserve protection bill, and a few others. We're going to be reaching out to you to see if you have any priorities for funding or for legislation opportunities that you all care about for the city of Green Acres. But this is something we really want to bring forward to make sure that we're also making sure that we're bringing things that you care about that affect you on a local level in Green Acres and across all of our municipalities. I have 9. And additionally, last thing, just a few updates about what my office is doing for outreach. One, on August 27th from 3 to 5, myself and Senator Mac Bernard are hosting a advocacy workshop which will teach nonprofits how to apply for state funding. State funding for some nonprofits are underutilized, or they just don't know where to start. So we have 150 spots open, and we are, I believe, over halfway filled, so there's still some opportunities, but that's not until August 27th. So if anyone wants that information, just let me know. We are actually, Rep. Gerwig and I are doing a fentanyl awareness workshop together, which I'm very excited about, with fentanyl being extremely challenging, especially in my district. We have some really big hotspots. I'm planning a ride along with some of the law enforcement to identify some of those areas in our district. And we're doing art in the office. So we're looking for groups and organizations with themed projects based on the month. Like right now, Pace Center for Girls has art displayed in our office about anti-bullying. And so we're going to have an art in the office where the community can come and actually see the artwork and spotlight the artwork from kids in the community. So if any of you know any groups that would like to participate we're doing that monthly. And also the last thing that we're working on with any teen groups that are for high school students, we're doing a project called Ought to Be a Law. We're actually reserving one of our bill slots for students that create a bill, and we will actually bring their bill forward to Tallahassee and teach them how to advocate for their own bill and pass the law. And so any high school groups that are within District 89 that are interested or you would like to connect us with, that we can share that information with, we will start taking applications for that on August 18th. and they'll be open through September 7th. And we'll be hosting a town hall and a presentation. So we're going to really try to engage our youth and get the youth involved in politics and be responsible for their backyard. So I just wanted to give you an update just because while I have your attention, if you know any groups of kids that would be interested in being a part of that, please send them our way. But thank you so much. If our office is here, you can call, email, stop by our district office on Florida Hill, Forest Hill and Florida Mango. But we're very accessible. If there's anything you want us to be a part of, to show up to speak to your groups, anything like that, please use us. We're really anything that's a state agency, like Medicaid, unemployment, and you're having trouble navigating it with your constituents, we have a backdoor access we can call for you, so we can be a resource to each and every one of you as well. So thank you.
Thank you. Any questions? Thank you very much. We appreciate you being here.
Thank you so much.
Our next presentation is Ms. Dugo will be presenting this, and it's to Representative Gerwig.
Good evening, everyone, and I have the honor to present Representative Ann Gehrig with a proclamation from the City of Green Acres proclaiming August 21st as National Fentanyl Prevention and Awareness Day. Illicit fentanyl is the leading cause of overdose deaths in our United States and has become the deadliest drug threat that our nation has ever faced, impacting all communities, including Green Acres. Data from the Centers of Disease Control and Prevention shows that 59% of fatal overdoses involve missed opportunities for intervention. This day unites families, first responders, educators, prevention advocates, public officials, and community members to take meaningful action through memorials, forums, public education, and policy initiatives aimed at saving lives and preventing further tragedy. Therefore, we, the mayor and the City Council of Green Acres, proclaim August 21st, 25, as National Fentanyl Prevention and Awareness Day. And I'm so proud to present this to Representative Gehrig. And thank you for all you do and all your efforts.
And if I could just say, again, we can't give this issue enough attention. It's not just overdose deaths, it's our first responders that are being exposed to this, and I want to thank Rep. Tendrich. She was very helpful in this and worked with me on this and voted for it. I so appreciate all the support from the legislature on it. And we're going to work together on August 26th for a Palm Beach State College Day of Awareness, because they're not in session on the day we picked. It was actually a day the nation picked. We didn't do that. So we're going to work together and make sure that everyone knows that it's a group effort and it affects all of us. So.
I still have that little guy that you put on.
Next item is our consent agenda. We have items 4 through 6. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda unless anybody wants to pull an item?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Ms. Dugo, second by Mr. Tharp. Before we vote on this, I'd like to introduce and welcome a new member to our planning board, Aldo Cardenas. So please stand. So congratulations, good luck, and we will keep you very busy. So,
Welcome aboard.
all in favor? All opposed? Motion carries unanimously. That takes us to our regular agenda items. We have 4 items, and Mr. Gallier will be doing the presentation on each one of them tonight, so hopefully the council has lots and lots of questions for him on every one of those items. Our first one is the public hearing. This is second reading on ordinance 2025-13.
Oh, 10. You're right.
10. So,
All right.
there's more.
Ordinance 2025-10, second reading, amending the Code of Ordinances, Chapter 16 and Article 1 in General Zoning Regulations, Article 4 Supplementary District Regulations, Article 5 Pacific Developments, Article 6 Sign Regulations, Article 9 Nonconforming Uses, Structures, Buildings, Lots, Signs, etc., to move sign criteria for planned commercial developments to Article 6, to revise the provisions related to sign permits, master sign plans, and nonconforming signs, and other signs, providing for repeal of conflicting ordinances, providing for severability, providing for inclusion in code, and providing for an effective date.
Mr. Gallier.
Thank you, Mayor. So this is second reading for this item. This is the just general update to the sign regulations. There's been no change since first reading other than the finalization of the max width for a freestanding sign. So we did finalize that to be 20 foot as the max width of the freestanding sign, but otherwise there's no changes since first reading. Staff does recommend approval, and I'm available for any questions following the public hearing.
All right. This is the time for public hearing on this one. If anybody, I'm all tongue twisted on this one. It's so controversial, I just can't even say it. So if anybody's in favor of this ordinance, please come now to speak. Anybody in favor? Anybody wishing to speak against it? Seeing none, we'll go to council. Any questions? If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve second reading.
So moved.
Motion by Ms. Dugo,
Second.
second by Mr. Tharp. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Next item is resolution, our public hearing on ordinance 2025-12. Ms. Moore.
Ordinance 2025-12, second reading, amending the future land use map of the future land use element of the city's comprehensive plan to change the future land use designation of 16 parcels of land totaling approximately 9.754 acres located at 6561, 6571, 6523, 6563 Chickasaw Road, and 3476, 3406, 3384, 3381, 3395, 3409, 3423, 3437, 3451, 3465, 3479, 3493 Robb Road from a Palm Beach County low residential 3 units per acre to the City of Green Acres residential low density and land use designation as requested by the City of Green Acres, providing for repeal of conflicting ordinances, providing for severability, providing for transmittal to the Florida Department of Commerce, providing for inclusion in the comprehensive plan, and providing for an effective date.
Thank you. Ms. Moore, would you go over all those numbers?
Yeah, I didn't hear it. Right.
Mr. Gallier.
Thank you, Mayor. So this is also second reading. As mentioned, this is just the culmination of the annexation. So this is the future land use map amendment from the LR3 that allows 3 units per acre to the corresponding city RSLD that allows up to 5 units per acre. Staff does recommend approval, and I'm available for any questions following the public hearing.
All right, we now open the floor to the public on this one. Anybody wishing to speak in favor of this ordinance? Anybody wishing to speak in opposition to this ordinance? Seeing none, we'll go to council. Any questions? If not, entertain a motion.
Motion to approve ordinance 2025-12 on second reading.
Motion by Ms. Diaz, motion by Ms. Diaz, second by Mr. Noble. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Our next item is ordinance 2025-13. Ms. Moore.
Ordinance 2025-13, second reading, approving a rezoning for 16 parcels of land totaling approximately 9.754 acres located at 6561, 6571, 6523, 6563 Chickasaw Road, and 3476, 3406, 3384, 3381, 3395, 3409, 3423, 3437, 3451, 3465, 3479, 3493 Rye Road from a Palm Beach County Agricultural Residential and Single-Family Residential to the City of Green Acres Residential Low Density 3 zoning district, as requested by the City of Green Acres, providing for changes to the official zoning map, providing for repeal of conflicting ordinances, and providing for severability, and providing for an effective date.
Mr. Collier.
Thank you, Mayor. So this is the second reading, just following up on the just approved future land use map amendment. So this is the corresponding rezoning to the RL3 zoning district that allows up to 5 units per acre. Staff does recommend approval, and I'm available for any questions following the public hearing.
All right. Council, any questions? Entertain a motion on this
Public.
item.
Public hearing.
Public hearing. Anybody wishing to speak in favor of this item? Anybody wishing to speak in opposition to this ordinance? Seeing none. Council.
Motion to approve ordinance 2025-13 on second reading.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Tharp, second by Ms. Diaz. All in favor?
Aye.
All
Aye.
opposed. Motion carries. Our next item is the addition to the agenda, and that's item number 10, Resolution 2025-33. Ms. McHugh.
Thank you, Mayor, Council. Thank you very much for allowing this item to be added to the agenda for your consideration. Section 15-30 of the City of Green Acres Code provides for the imposition of liens upon residential properties for the non-payment of city solid waste bills. Section 15-32, City of Green Acres Code provides for release of those liens when accounts are paid in full. 8 liens and 1 solid waste account totaling $1,932.31 have been paid in full. The attached resolution releases these 8 liens and 1 solid waste account. The resolution was prepared in accordance with city regulations. The reason that we're bringing this forward is normally these do go on consent. It's a very standard item, but this is connected to a property that is trying to be sold, so we wanted to be able to bring this before you for your consideration and hopefully your approval. So all the liens have been satisfied. We just need your approval so that we can move forward.
All right. Council, any questions on this item? Seeing none, we need a motion.
Motion to approve resolution number 2025-33.
Motion by Mr. Tharp, second
Second.
by Ms. Dugo. Any discussion? No others? We'll call a question. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries unanimously. That concludes our agenda. We now go to comments from the public on non-agenda items. Anybody from the public wishing to
No,
speak?
we missed, you skipped an item.
Discussion item, Mayor.
Oh, discussion item. Sorry about that.
We can go back to it.
So, all right.
He wanted to see if you could get up, it was a test.
So, Ms. McHugh.
Thank you, Mayor. At the last meeting, or at our last, I should say, budget meeting, there was discussion regarding the limited income senior exemption and the city's current level and any consideration given to increasing the city's exemption amount. So in front of you, you will see a memo that outlines the senior citizens limited income exemption program through Palm Beach County. Senior citizens age 65 or older with income below the limit set by the Florida Department of Revenue and whose properties qualify for the homestead exemption can also qualify for an additional exemption. The additional benefit for qualified seniors applies only to taxes levied by municipal entities and have approved the additional exemption. In 2022, the council adopted ordinance 2022-27, approving a $5,000 additional benefit to qualified seniors. At the July budget meeting, staff was asked to provide the impact should the council decide to increase the additional benefit amount. Deputy Mayor Diaz had requested that this come back before the council for some discussion. The income limit for the 2025 exemption is $37,694. So when you look at the financial impact, what it is it's the total number of seniors that qualify based on that exemption, the income limit exemption of 37,000. It's 603 that qualify. It lists the total value. The highlighted line is where we are currently, and you'll see that the exempt property tax is 18,000. That is the amount that we would not be collecting. So when you go down and look at the 10,000, the 20,000, the 25,000, that shows the amount that would not be collected. So should the council decide to increase the additional exemption benefit, we will work with the city attorney's office to ensure the documents are reviewed for legal sufficiency and compliance, and we will have to move forward with an ordinance making this change, but additionally, we will be sure to account for that in the fiscal year 2026 budget. So whatever direction the council would like to go, we're happy to go in that direction.
Questions from the council?
I have a comment.
Ms. Dugo?
My comment is, and by the way, thank you for this information, but we as a city have limited resources for income, and I'm in favor of maintaining it at 5,000. Just FYI.
Any other comments or questions on this item? Ms. McHugh, if this does come back to us, if the council wants to do it, does it come back in the form of a resolution or a budget amendment, or how does it handled administratively?
It was originally done as an ordinance, so I'll defer to our city attorney, but I believe we would have to do a new ordinance. I believe so.
Mayor, that's correct.
All right, thank you. Ms. Diaz?
Thank you, Mayor. Ms. McHugh, if I may ask a question, has staff discussed, like, if we were to move forward with increasing this exemption, and I did bring it forward, I do feel strongly that $6,900 and whatever, $694 is nothing. Mm-hmm. And this gives us the opportunity to help 603 of our most needing community and our elders. And did the city discuss, if we were to increase this amount, how that would impact the budget? How would we be able to recuperate that in a different form? Is there something that could, some sort of other program or something we can figure out to absorb that? I really want to be able to do this for our seniors. And I understand, Ms. Dugo, I understand completely where you're coming from, but especially given knowing what we have in reserves, knowing that, we're on that upper echelon on those reserves, I feel we have to do something to help at least some portion of our community have some relief.
Normally what we do is we budget for a 97% collection rate, so and we usually do better than the 97. Historically, we've done better than the 97% collection rate. So really, this amount here, it's a negligible amount based on what we put in as a collection rate and based on what we receive. So it's a very minimal impact to the city.
Anybody else? Mr. Tharp?
So just my comments here. Looking at the surrounding municipalities, we are the lowest by far compared to every other municipality. And when you talk about a great place to live, work, and play, I'm going to agree with Deputy Mayor Diaz on this. I think this is something we have to try to do. It's 603 families. It's going to make a difference. Cost of living is going up. I think we really need to look at this seriously and approve it. Thank you.
Mr. Noble?
Taking into consideration that if we don't do something this year, we could always do something next year. So it's not that it's something that we're not going to do forever.
I have.
Ms. Dugo?
I just have a question that if you did the 25,000, you're looking at almost 100,000 for the city to have to recuperate, and I certainly don't want us to cut programs out. So I kind of feel like that's way overwhelming at this time, not even knowing, I don't want to say the word hurricane and reserves, but that's my concern, since we are so limited in resources.
Anybody else? Ms. McHugh, any closing comments on this?
No, Mayor, no comments. I know that just based on, again, the collection rate and how we budget pretty conservatively on the collection rate, you know, when we did our calculations, the impact is really minimal to none, you know, with whatever threshold the council decides to go in.
So,
All right, so Ms. Diaz, or Ms. Dugo.
so my question, Ms. McHugh, 92,000 doesn't impact us in
No.
any way?
No, it's not. We're not going to have to reduce any programs or anything. No, we wouldn't have to reduce any of the programs. No.
I'd be willing to compromise, but I still think 25,000 is a little high.
All right.
FYI.
We'll poll everybody. We'll start with Ms. Diaz. Do you want to move this forward?
I understand, and I absolutely understand and respect my colleague to my right here, but I am very strongly passionate that $25,000 exemption for us, hearing what our city manager is saying, that it can be absorbed and that nothing in any other realm will be hurt. This can absolutely help our poorest of our poor, and I feel strongly that we should push for the $25,000 exemption. Thank you.
Dugo.
I'm torn because certainly I want to help seniors and those that are in need of it, but I just think that's a large exemption. I'm willing to compromise, but
All right.
those are
Mr.
my
Noble?
feelings.
I think there are a few people over 65 on this council.
Yeah.
So I would say that I would be in favor if we were to go forward.
Mr. Tharp.
I'm not 65. I mean, I may look it, but I would be in favor of the 25,000 exemption.
Ms. McHugh, my understanding, though, that the income level would exclude probably most of us up here, though, wouldn't it?
Yeah, again, the income limit, you have to make, the limit is 37,694, so you have to make less than 37,694 per year to qualify for this exemption.
All right, it looks like we have a majority of the council that would like to see us move forward with this, so just to clarify, there'll be an ordinance that will be developed that the council will take a look at after it's been reviewed by staff and our city attorney for sufficiency, and then we'll take a final action on it. So, thank you. I think that was a good discussion. So, now we go to comment from public, so.
Hello, Emily Jacobs Robots. I want to welcome Mr. Cardenas to the Planning and Zoning Committee. We have a lot of fun and we get a lot done, so you'll enjoy it. My question is, at the last city council meeting, an elderly couple presented a problem that they could not sell their house because of a zoning change that was done, I believe, in 2010. I could be wrong. I was just wondering if that had been looked into or resolved. Do you remember them?
Staff is working through it. We are
Okay.
working on it. Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Anybody else from the public? Mr. Cardenas, would you like to say anything since you're a new member of the planning board, or is it too
On the
early
spot.
for you to be put on the spot?
Good evening, Aldo Cardenas. Just really happy to have the opportunity to serve the community, and I look forward to learning as much as possible and making a positive impact and get to know my colleagues. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. So anybody else? We'll move to city manager's report.
Thank you, Mayor, Council. We did, just an update on a couple of things that we're doing from a grant perspective. We did do a submittal to Palm Beach County for the Lake Worth Lagoon funding for our septic to sewer project. So next step for us is we are preparing a 10-minute presentation. So we're moving forward with that. I have been keeping Commissioner Flores' office informed of what we're doing with that. So we're hoping for his support as well with that process. Additionally, we were notified last week we received notification from our lobbyist that there is an America 250 Florida grant. There is no matching dollars. The grants can go from $10,000 to $100,000, and they're really looking at something where something that will speak to the 250th anniversary of the United States. And we think that we came up with a concept. One of the things that is an allowable item is public and or civic art, including memorials, monuments, statues. So we think that we've come up with a concept that will meet the criteria for our Veterans Plaza. So we are applying for $100,000 for that monument statue. And we're pretty excited about that concept. So we're hopeful that it'll be favorably viewed because it is going to be something that's very unique. So we had less than a week, but we're going to submit that Wednesday, and we're hopeful we will get that. So we will have some support from our lobbyist as well on that. Just a reminder that we will be hosting the Palm Beach County Commission on Ethics. They will be doing Ethics Palm Beach County training, ethics training here on the 26th of August, the 27th of August, and the 9th of September here in the chambers. And the August 18th meeting has been canceled. So our next meeting will be our first budget hearing, which is on the 3rd of September. Thank you.
City Attorney's report.
Nothing to add this evening, Mayor.
Thank you. Council members, Ms. Diaz.
Thank you, Mayor. Just a couple quick things. I wanted to congratulate and thank our Community and Recreation Services Department for a successful school supply drive, and thank all of those out in the community that donated and helped us put these supplies in hands of the students that absolutely need it. So thank you, Ms. Thompson. And along those lines, reminding everyone, school starts next Monday. Please be extra careful on the road. There's a lot of littles that are learning their way to walk to school and riding their bikes. So if everybody could just be a little extra patient so that we can ensure our children's safety, that would be great. Thank you.
Ms. Dugo.
I just have an idea, and I don't know if it's feasible or if there's insurance liabilities involved, but I was wondering if the city could have like a loan closet where a lot of people have walkers and they end up keeping them in their closet or giving them to Goodwill. And I thought if we had a place where people could donate their walkers, somebody that needed it could come and get it. If they return it, fine. It's a loan closet. So it was just an idea I had that I thought maybe we could. I mean, I have 4 walkers already stored, and it's like, I would love to see something like that.
We can look into that.
Thank you.
Yep.
I thought you were going to say that you've got 4, you'd be glad to be the storage location for
Oh,
all of them.
I feel like I already am because that's how I got them from the neighbors.
Mr. Noble.
I feel I have to say something about walkers because I have a few. But maybe it's a good idea having them available. I let you in on a secret. I've bought 2 of them from the Salvation Army, and if you go over there, they have a stack of them. So,
yeah.
So you know.
Mr. Thorpe.
Thank you. If we could get an update on the school speed zone cameras, are they coming soon?
We are in the administrative process at this point, so we're working out all of the who's handling what, who's reviewing what, all of those things at this point, and who's going to be responsible for what aspects of it. We actually, I think, have a call tomorrow with our Development and Neighborhood Services Department to talk about some of the special magistrate responsibilities. So we're not at a point where it is ready yet. They would still have to go through permitting, and because most of the schools are not on city roads, they will have to go through county permitting, state permitting through FDOT. So, and in conversations that we've had with PBSO, we have a lot of schools. We have a lot of cars that go through our school zones. So looking at a potential staggered start with this, just based on the need for law enforcement to review every citation before they're issued. So there's a lot that goes into it once that process kicks in and the citation is created. So we're not at that point yet. We don't have a timeline yet. They're thinking that potentially sometime after the beginning of the new year, but I think that based on just how permitting goes in Palm Beach County and FDOT, it might be a little bit longer, but we're working through it.
Thank you. And an official welcome to Chief Cons. It's your first meeting with us as chief, so congratulations once again.
I love it.
And we want to see how many shades of red.
So just two brief things. One was the council did attend the swearing in and change of command with Chief Cons coming in. And towards the end of that, there was a dry eye in the building, especially when the final call was done for Chief Fuller. And it was very emotional and very appropriate. And I think it really, if it did nothing else, it was a reassurance, at least to me, and I think to our entire council, of the dedication and commitment that our firefighters and paramedics have and what they do for this community every single day of the week. So a reminder to the council, Thursday at noon at El Sabor, we're having the annual luncheon for the principals of all of our schools. So please, if you can, be there for that event. And with that, entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.